I'm so excited because there is so much I want to talk to you about. This is too little time. People, you are listening to Arthie Moore, and I'm your host today on www.ibgr.network. It is more than just a radio station, people. We are a network that encourages and helps you to join this family of people who have a vested interest in your success. They don't know you, but they do know what some of your challenges are. They want to get to know you a lot better because, like with family, relationships grow when we get to understand each other better by asking incredible questions. And my question to you, where are you heading in life? Where do you want to go in life? I understand that this year has been hectic. I understand that many of you have faced a lot of failure, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration this year. And I want to say you're not alone. IBGR.network is walking alongside you every step of the way, looking at how they can innovate, how they can add value to you in every way. And what I love about Bill Eastman and Donna Kunde is that they've actually worked out how they can then save all of these different shows into a podcast to make it easily accessible for you. They've worked out how to get the show notes into a platform that allows you to access it for free. They invested in an app, and that app allows you access to all of our different hosts. You can get to listen to any of the radio shows 24/7, every time zone around the world. I cannot tell you how impressive this platform is. I absolutely love our IBGR.network. I love our radio station because I love the vision that they have. I'm so proud of them. And I just thought, having the opportunity to speak to you and speak into your life is a privilege. It is a privilege for me because I don't get to see you. I don't get to experience your successes. I just hope that with everything that I share with you, that I'm able to add value to you in some way. And somewhere along the line, if there is something that I say that triggers for you, a different word, a different thought, a different idea, I welcome that. I welcome you to listen with an open mind because I learned a long time ago that that our minds work best like parachutes when it's open. As I welcome you to my show today, and I'm talking about engagement and empowerment and how that encourages cohesive teamwork. I spoke into a lot of areas that affect business owners and entrepreneurs. But I realized that in my segment before, I told you where all the challenges are within a lot of the businesses and organizations. But let me tell you a little bit more and share with you some of the nuances of what I've learned that can help you. So what do you need to do? What's the imperatives? What's important right now? We understand that we're dealing with human behavioral issues. We understand that people can be petty, they can have mood swings, or they could have incredible epiphanies. At this point, we never know what we're going to get from our talented team of individuals, but we want to learn what are some of the tools and the tricks that we can embody and use within an organization to engage people more meaningfully. Okay, so here's some of my tips. Lift the lid on potential through engagement by investing in their development. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that in order to find out about your people and their talents, you need to understand them at a different level where you ask questions, interview them, have coffee with them, sit down with lunches with them. Take people out and walk away from the office environment and have a simple walk and talk. And I know a lot of people are saying, you know what, I don't have time. Well, make time. If you say you do not have time for the people in your business, why do you expect them to make time for your business? Now understand the difference. Always make time for people, regardless of where they're at and where they are. Well, okay, wait, hold on one second. Make time for them with boundaries. I'm not saying that you do this during your spare time or your family time. Please have boundaries, but always make time that is suitable for you and for them. So when you want to lift the lid of potential on people, with people, the only way is to get to know them at a very deep level. You want to also challenge mindsets. So let me give you some of the ideas that I was that I was thinking about. Demand proactivity versus complacency. Step up as a leader by setting the example. Personal development is an imperative. Now I'm just giving you some of my points and then I'll talk into it. Vulnerability entails asking questions and intentionally listening. Implement, guide, and support the ideas of your teams. Highlight individuals as rising stars in the organization, and then develop a mentoring process to help those who wish to step up. Now, what I've done is I've given you some of the tips that I personally use because I realize that proactivity will always overcome complacency. Now, if we stimulate people differently, if we're engaging with them and we're asking them questions, as active listeners, we don't interrupt them. We write down notes, we confer with them, we question them some more, we question them even more, and we get clarity. And when we're doing that, we're actually engaging in meaningful conversation. That is active listening. So it means not interrupting. It means put your phone away, put your laptop away, and give people your full attention. You will start to create an environment where people do the same because they mirror you as a leader. When they're talking and interacting with clients and with their own colleagues, they start to create that as a habit. Now, if you create that as a habit, you realize that it is a brilliant habit to have because there'll be no miscommunication. There'll be a reduction in gossiping and backbiting and all of the nuances that comes with I don't know. They didn't explain to me. I have no idea what they were speaking about. I didn't understand. So instead of that petty behavior, you now have people confident to speak up and say, what did you mean when you said that? I'm not quite sure how to run this project. What help can I have? What resources do we have access to? What budgets do we have? You see, when people ask meaningful questions like that, you're putting them in an environment where they can be more decisive about what their skills and abilities are, and then more clear about where they need their own personal development. You see what I mean about challenging mindsets? Now you're at the point where when you push people to think out of the box, active listening allows them to then engage more meaningfully with you, and then they can insist on getting the resources that they need to be successful. You see, when you help your people to be successful, only then will you be successful in your business environment, and you don't even have to think twice. You never have to second guess them. They become amazing decision makers. They build their confidence. They build their self-esteem, and they build their ability to add value now. And because they're so excited, there's a different energy that pervades the entire organization. You cannot buy that kind of loyalty. And I think that is so important to think about. How do you add value every single day by engaging with your people, lifting the lid on their potential? This is why engagement and empowerment is such an imperative. This is why personal development is so important. And when I said vulnerability entails asking questions, it means that there might be some times when you ask a question and you are not willing to accept what the answer is. Maybe you don't want to hear that they see you as a bully in the work environment, or you intimidate them, or they're afraid of you for no reason. You see, when you're working with human behavior, you never know what the person's life story or journey was. And so when we're talking about, being vulnerable and intentional listening, I'm being serious. It really does help. And then I spoke into highlighting individuals as rising stars in an organization. You see, individuals want to know that you will acknowledge them. They want to know that you'll incentivize them for doing their work and for standing up. And if you are doing that, don't you think it's going to inspire other people to do the same? In one of the topics that I spoke into, I talked about how you celebrate the accomplishments of your people, why it's important to do so. and then create a mentoring platform that allows those who wish to step up to be able to engage with people who already have experience. I know a lot of companies ask me, how do you deal with the gender issues and the generational gap issues, the millennial versus boomer gaps? And I think, well, firstly, remove the stereotyping and the judgments by the wording that you use. How about you say that we have an issue within the organization where the new people that have come in who are really innovative and have got a lot of energy are looking for guidance and support and skills and experience. And if you used a simple partnering process, you'll realize all you're doing is you're partnering men and women to share their ideas with each other and to support each other. And when you are connecting with people on that level, you realize, whoa, you know what? Our guys who've got experience would really, really grow from listening to the innovation and the different ways of thinking that our youngsters have. And so when they come to that point, you realize there's a different type of collaboration. There is a cohesive teamwork being built in a way that people feel, wow, this company encourages me to share my knowledge and my wisdom and expertise, and they feel included. Now, you can't put a price tag to that. Now, I know that there's a lot more that I'd love to connect with you on, but we're going to take our final short 2 to 3 minute break. But when we return, we're going to be talking about how you can implement some more of these areas. But in the meantime, remember what I said. Join us on www.rpgr.network and download our app, and also connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and on Twitter. We're willing and listening, and we are here waiting to hear from you. I will catch you guys soon.